Hello everyone. Today we're looking at the Double M Models Ruston 4448 on a Hornby Sentinel chassis. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Kiln line. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos. It's been a while since I've done a video altogether, to be honest, so I thought I would come back into this after a public vote and do the Ruston. This Ruston is another one of my home-built locomotives. It was basically just a chassis and a body that I bought off of Etsy from Double M Models. It's a very good body, to be fair. One thing you will notice is slightly out of scale to my other stuff, purely because it's an ON30. So I think it's designed to go on a 3-foot gauge track rather than a 2-foot gauge. I think that's the difference between ON30 and 016.5. But let's get into the box anyway. You'll notice this will be a common thing with my home-built locomotives. They'll all have either a Bachmann or a Hornby box. Probably this one, to be fair, because they don't all have their own individual boxes. But here it is. Sliding it out of the box and getting rid of all the tissue paper. We have number 5, Rusty. So I have painted this based on the book version of Rusty from the very popular book series and television series. Yeah, with the pretty much all over black with red buffer beams and gold details around the windows and the grill on the front. It's quite a good kit. It was very easy to put together. It just needed some minor modification. I'll put up some pictures now of what it actually came to me as and what I had to do to get it onto the chassis. But yeah, shall we get this down onto this table and see what it looks like up close? Yeah, why not? Ruston needs some slight surgery because the buffers on the Sentinel overhang the tiniest bit. So I'm going to have to cut one set of the buffers off to make it fit inside the body. Well, there goes its warranty. So here we are on the workbench and we have Rusty here. This locomotive was bought from Etsy by Double M Models, who actually made this out of, I think it was a commission for my friend RJ, who's also making some of the Thomas and Friends characters on his channel. He's currently made Duke, and I believe he's got the 2 of 2 bodies to this one. I bought this just basically because I really wanted a small diesel locomotive. I think I got this before Lochton Roman, to be honest. But I figured, you know what, I'm going to have a go at trying fitting it to a Hornby Sentinel chassis for DCC running. And boy, did I regret that. The chassis itself is quite temperamental. I'm not sure if other people have problems with it, but on the layout size I've got here, it's not great. Purely because of the long stretches and it doesn't like dirty track at all. But that doesn't go any way away from the actual body itself. The body itself is a very fine print, as you can make out. It's picking out all the rivet details on the joins of the cab and the exhausts and all that. So you've got the front buffer beam there with all the rivets. Mad amount of rivets there. I've also fitted one of the new Bachmann couplings to this, chopper couplings, so it gives it a bit more of an authentic coupling type. Inside the cab there is next to no detail. In there you can make out the old let me lift the camera, will focus. You can make out the handbrake of the Sentinel that I left on there, and the DCC chip inside as well. The chassis itself did actually fit quite nicely, but did need a little bit of modification. It needed all the valances taken off, all the handrails, the cab, the bonnet, and a load of other bits. I'll put up a picture now if I have one of what I actually cut off. But it was relatively straightforward. Nothing mechanical needed adjusting on it. It was basically just plug and play as of then. It fit really nicely underneath the body of this. Shall we have a look at the other side then? As you can see from the other side, we have the toolbox on the back, another nice buffer beam. And yeah, similar details on this side to the other side as well. Apart from on this side, we don't have a door. It is literally just a window, which is typical of this locomotive because the driver used to sit with, I believe, with his back against this wall here. So he'd sit sideways and operate it facing towards the door. But yeah, it's a very small locomotive. It hasn't got that many details on it. I don't even think the real one has, to be fair. But I wanted to add Rusty to my collection purely because like he's a quirky little diesel, isn't he? And I didn't want to do him in orange because that's just too common for me. I wanted to do something a little bit different, so I painted it in black with a little bit of lining. And besides that, it was so easy to paint this thing. I probably had it done within about 20 minutes, which was quite nice, using Citadel paints. And I don't think it's come out too bad. Shall we see how much this thing weighs? Here we are at the scales once again, so we'll get them on and allow them to calibrate. This loco is a very light one, purely because the Sentinel chassis, and I haven't actually added any extra weight to it yet. Yeah, so 138 grams, which is not very heavy for a narrow gauge 7mm loco, but it does pull stuff. So let's jump on over and get it onto the track. The Kiln line is proudly sponsored by CB Models. Based in North Devon, CB Models are an amazing manufacturer of 3D printed scale models for your model railway and scale diorama needs. They have a whole range of 3D printed accessories and can make bespoke items for that impossible to obtain piece. They also ship internationally. So check out CB Models over on their Instagram, Facebook, eBay or their website to see what they have to offer. Hi everyone, Rob here. You haven't seen me on this channel before, but you will have seen me on the shunting yard, those who recognise me. This locomotive is not the best runner that I have in the collection. It's mainly down to the dirty track that I tend to have a lot of here, because I can't be bothered to clean this track all the time for the sake of running an 040, which is why I tend to stick to the bigger engines. But this locomotive does run quite well on clean track. Just if there's any jutter in the video and the locomotive may stall, it's not really to do with the locomotive, it's to do with it just being an 040 and running over dirty track and point work. But yeah, let's get on to the running session and let's see it pull some rolling stock and yeah, enjoy. In summary, this locomotive has been a good addition to the fleet while it's been here at the Kiln line, and the first build that I've completed that runs somewhat reliably. Yes, I'm looking at you, Tom Rolt. The body was incredibly easy to fit on the Hornby Sentinel chassis. It fit nicely once the buffer heads have been removed, along with the valances and the handrails. With the body kit coming in 2 parts, it's very easy to assemble and looks the part once painted up. I wonder what it'd look like in orange. Guess I'll have to leave that to RJ. While this locomotive was fun to build and runs well once the track is fully cleaned, it's proved to be too small for my railway, often being left in the shed in preference for Lochton Roman. In what seems to be a twist of fate, number 5 has now been sold on to pastures new, where she'll be enjoyed much more than myself at Tom's modelling corner. I'm sure it won't be faceless for long. Anyway, let's pop it in the post. It's all done.
Ah! Ooh, it's from the shunting yard. Oh, it's not from Hilton.
Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and even comment if you want to see or hear more from the Kiln Life.